Imagine you are sitting at the dinner table. It's a holiday. There is food everywhere, people are talking, and on the surface, everything looks normal. But your stomach is in knots. You are holding your breath. You know that at any moment, something will go wrong. Maybe the turkey is a little dry. Maybe a glass gets knocked over. Maybe the conversation turns to politics. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't even matter who did it. You know that somehow, some way, the eyes at the table are going to turn to you. The silence will get heavy. And suddenly it will be your fault. Maybe not directly. Maybe it's a sigh from your mother, a sarcastic joke from your brother, a shake of the head from your father. But the message is clear. You are the problem. You are the reason this family isn't happy. You are the reason we can't have nice things. If this sounds familiar, if you feel like you are always walking on eggshells, waiting to be blamed for things you didn't do or things you can't control, then you might be playing a role you never auditioned for. You are the family scapegoat. And today we are going to put that heavy backpack down. We are going to look at why this happens, why it's not your fault, and how you can finally walk away from the role of the bad guy. To understand the scapegoat, you have to understand that a dysfunctional family is like a machine. It's a broken machine, sure, but it's still running. And for this machine to run, it needs fuel. In a healthy family, the fuel is love, support, and honesty. But in a toxic family, the fuel is anxiety, shame, and secrets. The parents in these families are usually emotionally immature. They might have deep insecurities or unhealed trauma. They have all these bad feelings inside them: anger, shame, fear. But they don't know how to handle those feelings. They don't have the emotional tools to say, I am stressed today, or I made a mistake. So what do they do with that trash? They need a trash can. They need a place to dump all those bad feelings so they don't have to look at them. That is where you come in. The scapegoat is the designated trash can of the family. When the parent feels shame, they project it onto you. They tell you that you should be ashamed. When they feel out of control, they pick a fight with you to prove that you are the one who is out of control. It's a psychological game of hot potato. They are holding a burning hot coal of self-hatred, and it hurts, so they throw it at you. Now you are the one burning. You are the one crying. And they can stand back, look at you, and say, wow, look at how unstable you are. I'm glad I'm not like that. It makes them feel better. It makes them feel superior, but it destroys you. This usually starts when you are very young. You might be the child who is a little more sensitive, or maybe you are the child who asks too many questions. Maybe you are the one who sees the truth. In these families, there is usually a truth teller. That's often the scapegoat. You are the one who notices that dad is drinking too much, or that mom is lying about where the money went. You point it out, not to be mean, but because you are a kid and you see reality. But in a toxic family, reality is the enemy. The family relies on a shared lie to survive. The lie is, we are a perfect, normal family. When you point out the cracks, you become a threat. You are dangerous, so the system has to crush you. It has to make you look like the crazy one, so nobody listens to the truth you are speaking. This leads to one of the most painful parts of being the scapegoat: the smear campaign. You might notice that your parents tell stories about you to other people, to your aunts, uncles, neighbors, or church members. They tell stories where they are the suffering saints, and you are the difficult, ungrateful child. Oh, we try so hard with Sarah, they might whisper, but she just has such a temper. We don't know what to do. They plant these seeds early, so when you finally react, when you finally get angry after years of abuse, everyone else already has a lens to view you through. They think, ooh, there goes Sarah again, her poor parents. This is incredibly isolating. It feels like the whole world is in on a joke, and you are the punchline. You start to doubt your own sanity. You ask yourself the most dangerous question: is it me? Am I really the bad person? Let's pause here. I need you to hear this. The fact that you are asking that question proves you are not the problem. Narcissists and toxic people rarely ask if they are the problem. They assume they are perfect. The fact that you are worried about being bad means you have empathy. It means you have a conscience. And sadly, your conscience is being used against you. There is another character in this play that makes your life even harder: the golden child. If you are the scapegoat, there is almost always a golden child. This is your sibling who can do no wrong. They get the praise, they get the new clothes. If they fail a test, it's the teacher's fault. If you fail a test, it's because you are lazy. The parents create a split. They take all the good qualities they want to believe they have, success, beauty, intelligence, and they project them onto the golden child. Then they take all the bad qualities, laziness, anger, dishonesty, and project them onto you. It's called splitting, and it is designed to make you compete. You spend your whole childhood chasing the carrot on the stick. You think, if I just get better grades, they will love me like they love my brother. If I just clean my room perfectly, mom won't yell at me. If I just stay quiet, dad won't be angry. But it never works, because the game is rigged. You could win a Nobel Prize, and your toxic parent would find a way to criticize your outfit at the ceremony, or they would take credit for it. Or they would ignore it completely and talk about how the golden child made a nice sandwich that day. You cannot win their approval because their disapproval of you isn't about what you do. It is about who you are to them. You are the place they put their pain. If they started treating you well, they would have to take their pain back. And they will never, ever do that. This dynamic creates a profound sense of confusion because sometimes they are nice. This is the hook. If they were mean 100% of the time, you would have run away years ago, but they aren't. Occasionally, they throw you a crumb, a compliment, a nice gift, a moment of laughter, and your heart soars. You think, finally, we are fixed. They see me, but it's a trap. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same psychological trick that keeps people addicted to slot machines. You pull the lever and you lose, you lose, you lose, then ding, 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 you win $5. Your brain floods with dopamine. You forget the 50 times you lost. You stay at the machine, pulling the lever, hoping for that feeling again. In your family, you are pulling the lever of love, hoping for a jackpot that never comes. The crumb of kindness is just enough to keep you in the game, to keep you trying, to keep you available for them to use as a punching bag later. Let's talk about what this does to you as an adult. Because the role of scapegoat doesn't end when you move out of the house. You carry the invisible weight with you. First, you probably struggle with reactive abuse. This is a term you need to know. Imagine someone is poking you in the chest with a sharp stick. Poke, poke, poke. They do it for hours. They do it with a smile. They whisper mean things while they do it. Finally, you snap. You scream, "Stop it!" You might even push their hand away. Suddenly, they gasp. They clutch their chest. They look around at everyone else and say, "Did you see that? Did you see her attack me? I told you she was crazy." That is reactive abuse. They provoke you until you react, and then they blame you for the reaction. As an adult, you might feel like you have an anger problem, or that you are too emotional. But in reality, you have just been poked for 20 years. Your nervous system is fried. You are constantly in fight or flight mode because your body remembers that safety is an illusion. You might also become a people pleaser or a fawner. Because you learned that your needs don't matter, you try to make yourself invisible. You try to be useful. You think, if I am helpful, they won't hurt me. You over-explain yourself. You apologize for things that aren't your fault. You say sorry when someone bumps into you at work. You attract friends or partners who treat you the same way your family did. Why? Because it feels familiar. If a partner is critical and cold, your brain says, this is love. I know this pattern. I know how to work for this. If you meet someone who is kind, consistent, and loving, it might feel boring or suspicious. You might push them away because you are waiting for the other shoe to drop. You don't trust peace because in your house, peace was just the calm before the storm. But here is the turning point. Here is where the story changes. The scapegoat is often the strongest person in the family. I know it doesn't feel like it. It feels like you are broken. But think about what you have survived. You have carried the emotional baggage of an entire group of people on your back for your whole life. You have faced the truth when everyone else was living a lie. The golden child often stays stuck. They are bribed into submission. They can't leave the system because they depend on the praise. They often grow up to be just like their parents, unable to handle reality. But you, the scapegoat, you have a ticket out. Because you were treated so poorly, the illusion of family perfection was broken for you a long time ago. You know something is wrong. And that knowledge is your key to freedom. So how do you drop the weight? How do you stop being the scapegoat? The first step is the hardest. You have to stop going to the hardware store for milk. This is a saying that changed my life. You are going to your parents asking for love, validation, and understanding. But they don't sell those things. They are a hardware store. They sell hammers and nails and criticism. You can stand there screaming, "I want milk," for 10 years. You can explain why you need milk. You can cry, but the clerk can't give you milk. They don't have it. You have to accept that they are incapable of understanding you. This is called radical acceptance. It's not forgiveness. It's not saying what they did was okay. It's just accepting reality. They are who they are. They will not change. Once you accept that, you can stop explaining yourself. Stop sending the long text messages, trying to clear up a misunderstanding. Stop defending your choices. When you defend yourself, you are validating their authority to judge you. You are saying, please, jury, find me innocent. But this isn't a court of law. It's a kangaroo court. The verdict is already written before you open your mouth. So fire the jury. You stop playing the game. When they try to provoke you, when they use that sharp stick, you don't react. This is called the grey rock method. You become as boring as a grey rock. You're gaining weight, your mother says. Okay, you reply, and you change the subject. Your brother got a promotion. Why can't you be like him? Your father says. That's great for him, you say. Blank face, no emotion. When you stop reacting, you stop giving them fuel. Remember, they want your pain. They want your anger. It makes them feel powerful. When you give them nothing, they get confused. They might try harder for a while. They might poke harder. But eventually, they will get bored and look for a new source of drama. This leads to the next step, grief. This is the part nobody talks about. When you stop fighting for their love, you have to admit that you never had it. And that hurts. It hurts more than anything. You have to grieve the family you never had. You have to grieve the parents you deserved but didn't get. You have to cry for that little kid at the dinner table who just wanted to eat turkey without being afraid. Let yourself cry. Let yourself be angry. But do it away from them. Process it with a therapist, a journal, or safe friends. Do not take your grief to the people who caused it. They will only use it as a weapon. As you heal, you might find that you need distance. For some people, this means low contact. You see them on holidays, you keep the conversation about the weather, and you leave early. For others, the abuse is too severe. The only way to survive is no contact. Going no contact is like amputating a gangrenous limb. It is painful, it is drastic, but sometimes it is the only way to save your life. If you choose to walk away, prepare for the backlash. The family system will panic. They are losing their trash can. Where will they put their garbage now? They might try to suck you back in with hoovering, sudden kindness, gifts, or emergencies. Mom is sick, you have to come home. Or they will double down on the smear campaign. She abandoned us after everything we did for her. Let them talk. Let them tell their stories. The people who believe them without asking for your side are not your people. As you step away from the toxic system, you will feel something strange. You will feel lighter. The anxiety that has lived in your chest for 20 years will start to fade. You will sit at a dinner table with friends and someone will spill a glass of wine and nobody will yell. Nobody will sigh. Someone will just get a paper towel and laugh and you will realize, oh, this is how it's supposed to be. You will start to find your chosen family. These are the people who love you not for what you do for them, but for who you are. They listen to you. They believe you. When you set a boundary, they say, okay, I respect that. It takes time to trust this. You might feel like an imposter at first. You might wait for the trap. But slowly, your nervous system will learn that safety is real. You will also reclaim your identity. For years, you were told who you are. You were told you were difficult, crazy, too sensitive, and selfish. None of that was true. That was a script written by sick people. Now you get to pick up the pen. You get to write your own character. Maybe you are sensitive. And that is a superpower. It means you have deep empathy. It means you can connect with people. It means you are kind. Maybe you are stubborn. Good. That stubbornness is what kept you alive. It's what stopped you from being crushed by their lies. The very traits they hated in you are often your greatest strengths. They hated your honesty because they were liars. They hated your emotions because they were numb. They hated your independence because they needed to control you. Take those traits back. Polish them off. They are yours. There is a concept in psychology called the cycle breaker. In a lineage of trauma, where pain is passed down from grandparent to child like a dark inheritance, the cycle breaker is the one who says, it stops with me. That is you. You are the one absorbing the blow so that your children don't have to. You are the one doing the hard work of therapy and healing so that the next generation knows what unconditional love feels like. It is an unfair burden. You didn't ask for it. It's not fair that you have to fix what you didn't break. But there is a tremendous honor in it. You are changing the future of your bloodline. You are turning a haunted house into a home. So the next time you feel that old shame creeping in, the next time you hear your mother's critical voice in your head, stop. Put a hand on your heart and remind yourself of the truth. You were never the problem. You were the solution they were too afraid to embrace. You were the light in a room that preferred the dark. The weight you are carrying, it isn't yours. It never was. Visualize yourself taking off that backpack. It's full of their rocks, their insecurities, their rage, their guilt. Set it down on the side of the road. Stand up straight. Stretch your shoulders. Feel how light you are. Look at the road ahead of you. It is wide open. And for the first time in your life, you can walk it in any direction you choose. You are free. This journey isn't easy. There will be days when you want to pick the backpack up again because it feels familiar. There will be days you feel lonely, but keep walking. Because the further you get from the dysfunction, the clearer your vision becomes. You will start to see yourself not as the broken scapegoat, but as the survivor, the truth teller, the one who made it out. And that is a person worth knowing. That is a person worth loving. So take a deep breath, let it out, and begin your own life.